Well, good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, so I'm harvesting. It's about 8:35 or something in the morning, running a bit late, but you know how it is. So I thought you might like to come along with me as I harvest a couple of fairly hefty wholesale orders and some material for some retail orders. And we'll get it all done by lunchtime because A, the flowers are all being picked up, but B, I've got a live at 5 this afternoon at 5 o'clock. Everybody's back to school, so there are school runs to be done. It's, you know, the usual day on the flower farm. It's spring and the sun's shining. Look through the window behind me. Happy days. The green is great. Tulips are beautiful, but really give me green every day of the week. So let's go cutting, see what we've got. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, press the bell icon, and we'll tell you when we've got more clips coming up. And if any of the tips and tricks I give you along the way are useful, you can always buy me a coffee, or better still, join my club. The links to coffee buying and club membership are in the blurb to all my clips. Right, on we go. So I harvest tulips by digging them up. Here we go, 50, 50, 50. Proper park your trolley in the shade weather. Right, cutting apple blossom. I'm going to make sure that each stem has some to come out, mostly to come out, but they might have a little bit in flower already, like this one, which is a lovely long stem. If you stand still in the apple blossom for a minute and listen, you can hear the bees. I think it's important on a flower farm to think of a tithe to nature. So tithe to nature. And the same with the bees. This is broad-leafed lime, just coming into leaf. Pretty much at this time of year, my favourite foliage. Look at that pink and the green, and when it comes out, it's like amazing origami kind of arrangements. But I'll cut it at this level, and it'll burst over the weekend for my clients. And the camassia is just perfect for cutting now. It's just beginning to blue up, and we'll do a week in a vase. First really good tableful for the year. Right, I'm going to pack up these tulips because they're being collected by one of our club members. Very exciting. And then I'm going to do some floristry, and then I've got more to cut. And the foliage is being collected tomorrow. Right. So the tulips get wrapped in brown paper. I'm not very fancy-pantsy with my wrapping. I have a long piece of brown paper, and I have folded it so that there's a point here and the paper spreads out like that. Few stems of raffia. I'm going to be talking about raffia in my club live at 5 this afternoon. And then I take my tulips and I lay them 50 at a time. I fold my paper up and round. I've got a point at the end here, fold it up. There they are. Run the raffia underneath. Quick tie up. And that's 50. And I'm going to do that with 300. So there'll be 6 bunches like this. Really simple way to wrap your flowers. Tidy. If I had my snips, I'd snip the ends off, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. And the reason I'm not wearing my microphone is I've forgotten it again. Hopeless. And there are the tulips all packed and ready to go. That's 300 stems. Right, and then there's a nice little wholesale blossom and foliage order. It's actually quite a lot here. There's about 250 stems, and they're jammed into the buckets because pulling the buckets around the garden, you have to jam stems in, especially in a high wind, otherwise they fall out. But when it's all used up in the event, it'll look very nice. So that's all going in the front porch for collection. And then this week's click and collect bouquets are going to look something like this. So what you get with flowers from us is detail. Cowslips smell out of this world and grow in the vase. Apple blossom, crab apple blossom. Camassia, forget-me-nots, dead nettle. As well as Talia narcissi, mint for scent. I would be very bored if I made endlessly repeating identical bouquets. And with small lifestyle businesses, what you have to do is keep your interest as the business owner. You have to keep interested in what you do. And one of the ways I keep myself interested is by using unusual material in my floristry. If I endlessly repeated myself with very straightforward, uncomplicated mix, I, 13 years into the business, would be very, very bored. So I have to keep it sparkly like this. I must say, every year I forget how good forget-me-nots are in bouquets. They grow in the vase. Cowslips grow in the vase. Dead nettle grows in the vase. Anyway, there you go. Right, I've got a few more of these to make and get into the front porch for people to collect. So I better get on. But I hope you've enjoyed the clip and maybe you'll be inspired to have a go with some floristry of your own, possibly using some unusual material from your own gardens this weekend. I have to say, it's freezing outside today after lovely colouring up the florist day yesterday. It's freezing today. Just a little extra. I've had such a lovely review for my club. We have a club here on YouTube for flower growers, florists, small business owners, anybody who has anything to do with the kind of business that I run. And I just want to thank Rachel from the Tetbury Flower Company for putting a lovely review for my club. So thanks very much, Rachel. And if you're interested, do go and have a look at the review, and it might inspire you to join the club. Obviously, I'd like lots of members for the club, but equally, I do feel as though it's a really, really useful space for people who want to know more about growing flowers, running small businesses, living in the countryside, all of that stuff. And it's not too expensive. I don't want it to be stupidly expensive. I want it to be one of the ways that people can engage with the kind of businesses that we run in a way that doesn't break the bank. Anyway, Rachel says we should charge more, but we won't. We'll keep it as we are. Anyway, thanks very much for coming along, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.